She was super happy living in Queens, which, for Christina Hacker, meant being tucked away in a row house that unfolded into a tiny playground of shared dreams and urban rhythm. Each day she woke to the hum of the city, watched the morning traffic stream past Astoria's brick buildings, and settled into the quiet of her own space, a single bedroom that she carved into a home office. This was her livelihood, her escape, and, up until now, her solace. Christina's story began, simply, in the shape of a roofed front porch and a back deck that she cherished in her childhood. They were the features that shaped her love of the outdoors. But while she delighted in leaving her footprints in the yard behind the glass of her rented apartment, she carried an itch that could not be soothed by a balcony or a small patio. A home wasn't simply a roof over her head, it was a canvas for life's seasons and a promise of permanence. For 7 years, under the watchful eye of a former employer who owned the family rowhouse, Christina paid roughly $1,600 a month for the top floor. In that space she found the corner she turned into an office, and a rear deck that let her breath in the crisp New York air. The upstairs bedroom seemed modest, but its walls held the quiet of her thought, a private sanctuary from the cacophony outside. Yet every time she stepped onto the deck and watched the neighborhood stir, she felt a subtle absence, the threat of a full yard, a garden that could blossom with her own hands. And so she started to imagine a place where she could plant a few tomatoes in late summer, where she could lean on a wooden railing and listen to the faint hum of distant subway trains without the feeling of a wall closing in. She began to map out the cost of homeownership, the weight of a mortgage, and the eldest inquired information. She studied the rising streetcar's dome, tried to grasp how a problem that felt personal could also be public. The direction was clear: she wanted to invest in a property that would give her the outdoors flexibility. It is the quintessential struggle for renters everywhere. The price of renting a 10-fold square meter space is often far less than the price of buying one. The reality of a $1,600 a month rent on a rowhouse can feel lifelong if a straightforward purchase of a similar property has a mortgage of upwards of $3,000 a month. For her life, she had to weigh this new possibility against a life already steeped astrologically in an urban rhythm. An answer to her longing would not come in an instant. Much like the greenhouses marked as dreams in her mind, moving one's possession from bedroom to permanent rep will take time. It is a question of balancing dreams against practicalities. It is an evolving conversation that many of us in the urban setting find familiar. Yet while that conversation drifts in the background of her life, she remains, proudly, the woman who anchored herself to the notion that writer's the essence is immediate. She felt that a lack of her own outdoor space had become, for her, the turning point in her story. Christina Hatchacker's narrative showed an everyday triumph of how a small corner of a home can shape a whole life and how the desire for something more can spark change. It is a call to reflect. For many of us, a corner to ourselves, whatever shape it takes, plus.